And welcome everyone to an America East chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by UMass Lowell head coach Pat Duquette. And Pat, huge game coming up against Vermont at home. You're off to a great start. 1-0 in the America East. For the most part, no bad losses. You played a tough schedule. You went out to the Northwest. Feels like things are moving, in the upward trajectory for this group. Where do you feel this group is at as you get ready for an early season showdown against Vermont?
Yeah, I think, like you said, Andy, we're off to a good start. I think that's fair, without making it out to be more than it is, but appreciating the success we've had. Now it's time for conference play. I think we're well prepared. We've played a good schedule. Being able to play against a lot of different opponents and win in different ways, I think will serve us well heading into conference play.
So here's what's crazy. Your leading scorer, Quentin Mincy, has actually been there for a while. Yeah, I know he didn't start there. Started at what, Mount St. Mary's, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. What's it like to have a player that actually has been there, right? Year 3 or 4.
Four for him and 5 for Max Brooks.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that you've got guys that have stayed, that just is not happening. What's in the water there?
Yeah. I don't know. I just know that I'm very grateful and thankful. As you know, things change so fast. And for years, you'd recruit a kid out of high school, you'd sign him early, you develop him, he'd play for 4 years, and you'd move on. And that changed so much. And it was unsettling for me and a lot of coaches, but you have to adjust. We've been really fortunate to keep our good players. They like it here. I think that helps. I think we treat them the right way. And I also think, Andy, I think winning helps a lot. I think kids want to be part of a winning culture. They want a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. Vermont has done a great job retaining their best players, and I think that's part of it. And I'm just really grateful, a guy like Quentin Mincy and Max Brooks, to be able to have them for 4 or 5 years. Not only has it served our program well, it's just personally gratifying.
The regular season matters immensely in a league like the America East because of where the potential tournament championship can be. And you guys, have played for it, have been in contention for it a number of times now. As you map out the next, 7 weeks, beginning with this Vermont game, how much in the back of your mind are you starting to think like, we got to be in a position where we can finally host one of these, where that we can control that environment?
Yeah, well, that's been in the back of my mind for the last 4 years. I won't say every day, but probably more than it should be. The good thing for me is I think that our players are thinking that same way, and they're recognizing that how important every single game is. We went into Albany, the first conference game of the year. I mean, a really good team, better than I think people expect on the road. I don't think anybody was thinking Vermont, before that game, and I don't think anybody mentioned Vermont. Did we know it was the next game? I'm sure, but they were locked in and focused. We finished second the last 2 years. We know what that's like. We also know what it's like to lose a couple of games that we think we could have won, and looking back at them saying, man, we could have finished first. And not only that, we know how much that means because we've lost to Vermont on their home court in the finals the last 2 years. So we want to give ourselves that advantage, the best chance to win a championship. We know that we've got to take care of business each and every night in the America East.
And look, I mean, it's not 100% because if you remember years ago, obviously UMBC went up there and won, but it's a clear advantage if you're hosting a championship game, and obviously it happens in these leagues. All right, so to take care of business, to keep going in this direction, what has to go right to beat Vermont and to continue what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things. Fortunately, a lot of things have gone right, but we're not perfect. We're still growing. We're still coming together. We're still learning how to handle adversity better. We're still learning how to communicate better as a team. We're still working to become a better defensive team. We've always been such a good offensive team. We've led the league in scoring and we've put up a ton of points, but defense is what's going to help us get to the championship and ultimately win that championship. So those types of things, continuing to grow together as a team, working on our communication and handling adversity are the stuff we're talking about the most.
All right, well, we can't wait. It's going to be the first of, I think, a number of high-profile games in the America East over the next 2 months. So appreciate your time, Pat, and good luck.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.